Panila Jaykumar. So, hello Panila.
Hi, sir.
Yeah, hi. So do you have any doubts in a Django?
Sir, I know just basics.
So, is this your contact number? Is this your
Yeah,
contact number?
yes, sir.
Okay, so give me your AnyDesk ID so that I can connect and because these are the OK Labs live doubt session for the students. So my subscriber, my audience who have some issues, so I usually conduct these doubt session, problem solving doubt sessions. So if you can provide me the AnyDesk, then I can remotely access your computer and I can solve your queries.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, you can send me the AnyDesk ID in the chat box or maybe in the WhatsApp.
Sir, shared in WhatsApp.
Yeah, you can also share in the chat box of Google Meet.
Sir, please check in WhatsApp.
Okay, so let me connect with the AnyDesk. Yeah, so you shared me that you are getting some issues for you are not able to start your Django server. So let me check your code. What's going on? So let me open the terminal. Right now, if I've collapsed down all the folder structure, what is happening here? So at the time you have installed your Django project, so unfortunately, you had to install all these main applications and the sub application outside these folders. So at the time of when you install a command like Django admin start project and the name of the project, like you have given a shopping cart, so shopping underscore cart, and at that time you had to give a space and then dot. So you missed this space and dot, so that's why what happens, what Django admin command does, it actually created your project inside another folder. So what we can do now, either we can move all this file in the up directory, or instead of going moving this directory upward, you can, what you can do, you can go to the main directory and from there you can start your project. So for example, shopping cart, and then right now you are inside your main project, right? And you have the
Yeah,
access.
yeah.
Let me use the ls command. You can see I have access to the manage.py file. Now you can run python manage.py and run server. So by this command you will be able to run the Django server. So I think you no modules is fine. So your modules is not fine. So I think you have stored some modules in the, let me check your admin file if you have registered somewhere. So register, let me comment it out. And models, these are some models you have created here. And let's start the server one more time. Control C, and let's say python manage.py, and then again you would start with the command of run server. Okay, let's see. Again, no modules name, API app. So let's see API app and no modules. So let's scroll up a little and find out what's going on in this log files. So let's check. So first of all, let's check the main project in the settings.py file whether you have registered API app. You have registered the API app, and inside the API app, if we go to the admin.py file, you have to register the models, and the models is defined in the models.py file. Card item, you successfully had imported this cart item from this API app models, and you have registered in the admin.py file your cart model. So let's check. So you have to remove this is called a dunder method. Okay, so
Okay.
any method which is start which actually underscore underscore and something underscore underscore you will call as a dunder methods. Okay, so try
Okay,
to
sir.
remember. Okay, so these are some dunder methods. So underscore underscore self is a dunder method. In the previous doubt session I had used this dunder methods. So yes, so control C, and let's move on all this project directory uh, outside from this. So what I will do, I will cut all this directory and I'll go outside and then I paste it. Okay, then what you will do, you will close your VS Code terminal because it is internally using all this file, and db.sqlite is used somewhere, so you also have to close the uh, you also have to close what your SQLite studio might be. So you can clearly see you are using the database here. So what you can do, you can close the connections from here right now. So just close it. Just uh, just remove the database from here. Yeah, just remove it. And yeah, so now you can see that your env and your main project and your sub apps is available here. What you can do now, you can open your terminal and you can start with the code dot command, and uh, we have now our the Django application, so we can start our project. So now I have access I have the access with manage.py file. Now what you can do, let's figure out where your project is located. So your project is located under D, all projects and Postman. So what I will do, I will start the DB SQLite, and because I have to look into the tables and all. So let's open the database as well. So I'll pick from the D drive and all projects and Postman, and select the this DB SQLite database. And you can clearly see that you have created some some models and tables. So yes, I will minimize from here and just run the Django server. So python manage.py. So python manage.py run server again, and again our serializer view file. So what is happening here? So let's check if we are able to run our Django server or not. So first of all, we have to check whether we are able to run on the port number 8000 or not. By default, all Django applications run on port 8000. 128.0.0.1 colon 8000 will be our you know backend address of the Django application. So let's see if we are able to run the Django server or not. So it's not running. So what I can do right now, this is, for example, this is the main project. How you identify, because right now we have the three folders. So there must be a folder for the environment variables, local environment. So includes libs and script. All this env folder is nothing but your environment variables, your local env folders, you can say that. And there are two other folders. The folder which contains the settings.py file is your main Django project, and whatever other folder structure would be your sub apps. So Django projects are basically collection of sub apps, and there will be having a main app and you will be having sub apps. So let's remove from settings.py file, and you have a list called installed apps. We will remove from here and we will try to figure out which sub app or the REST DRF framework. Is this the sub app is causing the problem or the DRF is causing the problem? So let's remove one by one and let's figure out what's going on. So again, shopping cart. So shopping cart API. So we have API in the view. So it's basically in the, I think it's in the view. So let's check in the view file as well. So yes. So let's remove these endpoints from here as well. So let's close it. Now again run Python manage.py run server. So run server. Yes, our application Django application started successfully. So what was happening? So yes, Django application is running fine. This is the front end of the Django, and let's check whether we are able to open the backend or not. Yes, we are able to open the backend, but my models is not getting appeared. So this is my sub apps. I have already defined a model. Okay, I have defined the model. I have by default in Python, whatever modules you define is by default exported. So what I will do, I will import in and registered in the admin side dot registered. So I have successfully, imported this model, and I have registered in the registered function. So let's save this. As soon as you save, what your Django application will do, it will restart the application, and it will, let's check and refresh. And if it is not happen, then what you have to do, you have to restart your Django server, Python manage.py and run server. So let's start with the run server command. Yeah, we are able to. So let's check step by step whether you are able to, you know um, run the front end, whether you are able to open the back end or not. Even though you are not able to register, your Django application doesn't know about the new models which you have recently created. So what is happening here? So the thing is that you have to tell the Django that, hey, we have introduced a new sub app. Okay, so you will tell this thing in the settings.py file and in these installed apps. So until and unless you won't registered your sub apps in this installed list, you will not be able. The Django application will never know about your newly created sub app. So you have to add an entry here, and API underscore app. So let's save it, and as soon as I save it, my Django application restarted. And let's check whether we are able to get or not. So yes, we have the cart items. Yes, we have the laptops, and in the last class I have stored some of the entries. So let's store phones for now. The price is 5,000, for example, and I want to store, let's say, 10 of the quantity. So yes, my backend application is working fine. The data is getting stored in the DB or not. Let's check one more time. Refresh. Yes, so this is the table which actually it's storing all the data. So whatever I have stored from the Django backend, you can clearly see this is my Django backend, but internally all this data is going into the SQLite DB. Meanwhile, you can use Django with the MongoDB or MySQL databases, but by default Django supports the SQLite. So it's better to, at the initial level, you are creating a MVP version of the software, you better to stick with the built-in SQLite Studio, so you can have a very minimalistic software version in a less time. So you can do it. So right now you can see that I have the table, and some records are getting stored in this particular table. So yes, my backend is working, tables is there, everything is working fine. And I think you had been working on some of the urls.py file here. So that was causing some issues. So yes, always make sure the main project should be available at the root level side. If you do so, you don't have to, go inside the folders and then start the Django. It will be very hard for you to, manage the things. So it's always having a good idea. Whenever you install a particular project, you should install at the root level, and also having a good idea whatever the Python packages, Django packages you would install, it should be installed in the env file. So right now you can see that the env directory is there, but whatever the third party library I will install, third party modules I will install with the by activating the virtual environment. So first of all, I will activate the virtual env. So virtual env will be activated with the scripts and activate command. So what I will do is scripts and activate. So once I hit activate, so it's causing me some errors. I'm not sure why your terminal is causing some errors. So let's figure out, because there are some permission, because this is a PowerShell window. So by default, PowerShell window actually, blocks some security, executions. So unauthorized access. So what you have to do, you have to, you have to Google Google your queries, whatever the errors you are getting in the which command you are getting this particular error. So you are activating the environment variables and you are getting this. So what you will do, you will first of all figure out the errors, what's going on. So first of all, write out the name of the technology you are working on. So I'm working on Django and I am running a command called env slash script slash activate, and for after that I'm getting this kind of error. So I will figure out. So it's at the beginning of the, whenever you are studying new things, it's always have to keep learning and learn from errors, learn from your experience. So it's a very good thing to, to learn how to Google it. So you have to, learn these things. Everything you have to, Google it. So Google is basically works on the keywords. So you have whatever the queries you have. So you have to write it down in the Google as a words. So basically, lesser the words, better the Google will understand what you are querying on it. So I just put it Django and the script activate and then the error name. So Google will immediately understand what I'm looking at. So Google will understand I'm looking at the Django related queries. I'm looking at the script env activate command related and some errors name. So immediately a Stack Overflow link would be there, and most probably I will get my answer from this command. So at the top of the Stack Overflow, most of the these are the questions. So don't think that these are the answers. So answer will you will get the answer at some scrolling point. So yes, there is a command called set execution policy you have to run in the terminal. So let's run this command. So set execution unrestricted. So copy this command. So what you have to do, copy this command, because there are lots of things you cannot remember it. So always googling is the master trick. Whenever you are getting some error, just Google it and go to the terminal. Not this terminal. I'm not talking about this terminal, but the built-in terminal of the uh, you know uh, your VS Code editor. I'm talking about the built-in terminal. So yes, you can see that I have executed a command, but it is not showing anything. So it means that the security unauthorization access have been granted. So whatever the commands now I run in this PowerShell terminal will get executed without any issue. So let's run this command one more time. Now we successfully able to execute the env file. So for example, I want to install a pillow library, pip install pillow. So you might know about the pillow library. It's a library for file handling. So PIL stand for Python image library. It's a third party library. So for example, I'm installing a pillow library, say. So you can install it and you can clearly see my virtual environment is activated. Okay. So this way you can solve your queries. So whatever the queries you might have in upcoming your learning periods, I'll be definitely able to help you. Yeah. Is anything else you want to have help from me? Okay. So we shall terminate this session. Thank you, Vanilla. Thank you very much. Thank